Ethernet cables built the backbone of the wired world. Before Wi-Fi, before fiber to home, before streaming and online gaming, data traveled through copper. Each category improved speed, clarity, and performance. Each generation pushed the limits of what copper could do. Today, we explore the generations that made the internet faster. 1. Cat1. Before the internet was born, Cat1 quietly connected telephones. It wasn't designed for data. It wasn't built for speed. But it became the seed of something bigger. A world where copper wires would soon carry digital signals. Cat1 carried analog voice. Single twisted pairs, no shielding, no data support. It stayed in walls for decades. Used in older homes long before Ethernet existed. Obsolete, replaced by modern twisted pair cables. Landline phones, fax machines, analog systems. Thin cable, 2 wires, no Ethernet connector. 2. Cat3. Cat3 arrived in the early internet age. Finally, copper could carry digital data. It powered dial-up, early LANs, the first generation of office networks. Cat3 marked the moment copper entered the data world. 4 twisted pairs, supports up to 10 megabits per second. Designed for telephone and early Ethernet. Used heavily in the 1990s. Supported 10 base T networks, later upgraded for better noise resistance, mostly gone. Sometimes found in old buildings. Early computer labs, office intercoms, 10 megabits per second networks, often labeled Cat3, lower twist density, used with older telecom systems. 3. Cat5. Cat5 changed everything. It arrived when the internet exploded into homes. Faster speeds, better structure, more reliable transmission. Cat5 made 100 megabits per second networks common and affordable. Cat5 supports up to 100 megabits per second at 100 meters. Used 4 twisted pairs with improved insulation, reduced interference compared to Cat3. Cat5 became the golden standard of the late 90s and early 2000s. Then improved further into Cat5e, rarely installed today, mostly replaced by Cat5e. Early broadband routers, home networking in the 2000s. Fast Ethernet setups. Printed Cat5, usually thinner and less rigid than newer cables. 4. Cat5e. Cat5e took Cat5 and optimized it. Cleaner signal, less crosstalk, better performance. This cable carried millions of gamers, streamers, and students into the broadband era. Enhanced Category 5 wasn't just a name, it was a real improvement. Supports 1 gigabit per second at 100 meters. Improved twisting, better shielding options, stable gigabit performance. Became the default Ethernet cable for more than a decade. Handled gigabit networks easily. Still widely used in homes and offices. A reliable and affordable choice. Home routers, office desktops, smart TVs, gaming consoles. Labeled Cat5e, usually flexible, good for gigabit networks. 5. Cat6. Cat6 raised the bar again. Higher bandwidth, less interference, better performance at longer runs. Homes and businesses adopted it as internet speeds soared. Cat6 was built for the gigabit era and prepared for more. Supports 1 gigabit per second up to 100 meters, up to 10 gigabits per second at 55 meters. Thicker copper, tighter twists, often includes a spline to separate pairs. Improved noise control, better shielding options, designed for high-speed networks and crowded environments. Very common in modern installations, often used in new homes, offices, and data rooms. Home networks with gigabit internet, businesses with heavy data usage. Servers, NAS systems, gaming setups. Stiffer than Cat5 and often labeled Cat6 directly on cable. Better performance in noisy environments. 6. Cat6a. Cat6a arrived when networks demanded more speed, more distance, more stability. The A stands for augmented, and the improvement was huge. 10 gigabits per second up to 100 meters. Double the bandwidth of Cat6. Better shielding to fight crosstalk. Thicker copper, tighter twists, heavier jackets. Cat6a became the go-to for professional spaces, data centers, corporate networks. Any place where cables run long distances with high interference. Widely used in new office buildings and server rooms. 10 gigabit home labs, enterprise servers, professional production studios, high-speed work floors. Thicker and stiffer than Cat6, usually marked Cat6a. Often shielded. 7. Cat7. Cat7 entered with a bold goal. Extreme shielding, minimal noise, maximum speed. A cable built for harsh environments and demanding networks. 10 gigabits per second up to 100 meters. Each twisted pair individually shielded. Then everything wrapped in an extra layer. Noise practically disappears. Cat7 introduced new connectors, GG45TERA. These weren't widely adopted, so Cat7 never dominated the consumer market. Used mainly in specialized industrial installations, broadcast studios, medical facilities, high-interference environments. Very thick, heavy shielding, often uses non-standard connectors unless labeled for RJ45. 8. Cat8. Cat8 is the monster of copper Ethernet, the final step before fiber takes over. Designed for data centers, not living rooms. Its speed is fierce, its range is short, its performance is unmatched in copper. Up to 40 gigabits per second at just 30 meters. Massive bandwidth, full shielding, perfect for switch-to-server connections. Cat8 standardized on RJ45 connectors, making it easier to integrate with existing equipment. Used in data centers, server racks, and high-speed distribution rooms. Server farms, rack-to-rack networking, ultra-high-speed local connections. Extremely thick, marked Cat8, stiff with heavy shielding. 9. Shielded versus unshielded Ethernet. Before moving to the future, there's one key distinction. Shielded versus unshielded cables. Two designs, two purposes. One for clean spaces, one for noisy environments. Shielded cables use metal foil or braid to block interference. Unshielded rely on twisting alone. Shielding improved with each category. Higher-end cables use individual pair shields plus overall shields. Shielded used in factories, offices, server rooms. Unshielded used in most homes. U/UTP basic home cable, F/UTP or S/FTP heavy interference zones. Look at the labeling, UTP versus STP, FTP, SFTP. Shielded cables feel heavier. 10. Fiber, the future beyond copper. Ethernet doesn't end at Cat8. Beyond copper lies fiber, light instead of electricity, speed instead of resistance. Fiber is not an Ethernet category, but it is the next evolution. Fiber uses glass strands to carry pulses of light, almost no signal loss, almost unlimited speed potential. Fiber started in submarine cables, then enterprise, now homes and neighborhoods, growing fast, replacing copper in backbones and ISP networks. Fiber to home internet, backbone infrastructure, data center cores, thin strand. Connector types like SC, LC, or ST. Extremely high performance. Ethernet began as simple copper. Cat1 carried voices. Cat5 carried the early internet. Cat6 carried the broadband era. Cat8 now pushes copper to its final limit. And beyond it lies fiber, pure speed, carried by light. Every cable is a chapter in the story of connectivity. A story of faster speeds, cleaner signals, and smarter engineering. From twisted pairs to heavy shielding, to strands of glass that carry the world's data through oceans and continents. The journey of Ethernet is the journey of the internet itself, always moving forward, always becoming faster. If you found this helpful, support the channel by subscribing and liking the video. It helps us bring you more clear, smart tech guides.